All right, so I am reaching Unk status. I want to talk about something that took me a long time to realize and value, and that is the importance of being consistent at the daily things, at the small things, at the things that nobody else sees. Life is not about the big strides, the big steps that you take, the big leaps of faith. Life is more about the small, consistent things that you're doing day in, day out that maybe not everybody sees, but you see them. It's from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. Those micro decisions have a big factor and a big influence on how you live your overall life. And that's what I want to talk about today. So we're getting deep. We're getting to the root of it. It is Saturday, 10:49 a.m. I was literally doom scrolling all morning. I could have done this earlier. It was I woke up at 8:30 a.m. and I just doom scrolled for an hour. I'm not even gonna lie. Doom scrolling has got to be the worst thing ever, and it's pushing everything that I wanted to do a little bit further back. I want to be a YouTuber so bad. If I want, and if I'm a man of my word, I need to take action. And so I'm taking, you know what, it's probably gonna be an hour out of my day to film this video, to edit the video, to upload the video. Okay, it's probably gonna be a little bit more because I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to editing. But I have no plan for this video. You know, I'm not trying to overthink it. I'm trying to provide value, trying to provide perspective. When you're younger, you think that in order to achieve these like really big goals, then you need to do really big things. I think that's not necessarily true. You know, now that I enter my Unk status era, I'm really finding the value in the small actions, the small habits, and watching those compound over time. And don't get me wrong, you still need to take risk. You still need to put in effort. You still need to take a leap of faith in some cases. There's been plenty of times where you get into this state of analysis paralysis where you're like, okay, I have this goal. I want to make sure that I reach it. And so I'm only going to take these big steps. But then you try to identify, like, what are those big steps? I think over the past few years, I've been trying to look into my life and look for areas where I can improve. But you don't really realize the impact of those little habits that you're making and how much they can kind of influence your life and how you think you're just skipping, for example, the gym today, but now you're skipping tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. And it becomes such an easy habit. It breaks your resistance to strength. I'm not gonna lie, this past few months for gym has just been a big L. I've been managing to get in the gym at least once a week, but that is not good at all. And sure, I have a few excuses, right? You know, I just got married, making big life decisions. Work has been busy. Work is always busy. But you know what? I'm also doom scrolling. I'm also just doing absolutely nothing, which, by the way, sometimes you need to do absolutely nothing. So I'm not saying I'm not, anti do nothing. But there's a time, there's a place, and that's going to be different for everybody. But for myself, I know that I might be a little bit on too much of the doing nothing. Anyway, so I've not really had a lot of consistency in the gym, and let me tell you how it started. All right, I was going like 4 days a week, hitting the gym, doing good. And then I had my wedding come up, and a couple weeks prior, I was like, well, I have my wedding coming up. I'm planning all these things. So with my wife, fiance at the time. And so I think it's okay if I skip today. And I was like, I really battled though to whether I should skip or not. But I finally made the decision. I went forward and I said, okay, I'm going to skip today because, I'm spending a lot of time trying to plan all this stuff and make sure things go good. And I want to rest. And I don't think that was a bad decision. I don't regret it. I would say the following day, because I kind of broke my barrier, kind of broke this sort of wall of strength that I built for myself, resilience, I guess. It got a little bit weakened because I said no yesterday. And then the next day came, and it was just so much easier to say, I'll do it tomorrow. It just became so much easier. And then the next day, it was a similar thing. And then actually one of those days I did go into the gym. But I went in there for maybe 30 minutes, which is not a whole lot. And fast forward a month now, I've only, I've been going to the gym every week, but I haven't been going as consistently, right? And this is a good example too, right? Even if I spend 1 hour of doing really good workout, it's not gonna matter, because what matters is not that I spend 1 hour per week doing workout. What matters is I spend a consistent amount of time each and every single one of those days staying consistent so that I can be healthy, so that I can be productive. The impact of when you let things slip through this barrier can be really detrimental, I've noticed, because the moment you kind of let yourself ponder whether you should do something or not, when it's related to like something you have to do, it'll infiltrate this barrier, and then for the next time when you need to do something, you have a lot less resilience. Resilience is tough because it's not something that I would just want to put myself in a situation. Usually the resilience came from something I didn't want to do, but then I persevered, I moved forward, and I'm so thankful for those moments, right? And a few moments that come to mind of when I had to learn resilience, is when my family parted ways when I was young, when I got laid off from my job, certain relationships, right? These are situations that didn't exactly end up in the scenario that I had hoped for, but it built this resilience. It gave me the opportunity to demonstrate my strength, to grow, and that's really important. That's really important. This might not apply to you, and even if it does, it doesn't matter, right? I'm just a random guy on the internet. So I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm telling you how I'm going to live my life. We talk a lot about physical strength and how it's important to stay physical, to be strong. But there's so many challenges that are more in here that I would rather have muscles to overcome in here than muscles in real life. Sure, yeah, I work out in the gym, I can lift boxes a little bit lighter. I'd like to be able to have the strength to jump over the hurdles of life. How am I going to be successful? How do I feel less insecure? How do I feel more confident? These are bigger things, and I wish there was a mental gym that kind of trained me for these things, low key, more than some of the physical parts of strength. This is a long-term game. And while there's a lot of days in between from now and then, that's the thing. Every day matters. Every minute matters. Every second matters. And intention matters. So, and I hope you're doing well. I hope you're, continue to stay motivated with the things that you want to do. Continue to believe in yourself. Have that faith. You have to believe in yourself so hard. No one else is going to do it for you. All right? Sorry. Let me end it there before I go into another, this could be another topic. All right, guys. I'm gonna go, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's another Yap session. I think we're bringing Yap sessions back. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.